Hello humans, Master DinnerFlax here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today I'm starting a new segment, which I like to call Cards That Are Secretly Too Powerful. Now today I'm going to be discussing probably already a really controversial pick, but that's what this kind of list is for anyways, and I'm picking Read Reboot. Now, I'm fairly certain most of you are familiar with this already, but first off, I want to say the main thing that Reboot says to me is that when the OCG designs cards, they do not under any circumstance respect issues in the TCG. And by that I'm saying a trap that stops traps isn't something that the TCG needed, because the TCG's current issues isn't that everyone's playing too many trap cards and floodgates. As a matter of fact, it's the exact opposite, where we're in a hyper combo. We've been in like over a year-long hyper combo format, where just like the whole point of the deck is to just go turn one, do everything, let your opponent not play, and that's like a real problem. So that's the problem of the TCG. So why did we get a card? Well, why did they print a card that stops traps? That doesn't really make any sense. But I guess I'll just read through it. So when your opponent activates a trap card, negate the activation, and if you do, set it back face down. Then your opponent can set one other trap card directly from their deck. And then for the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot activate trap cards. That, as a counter trap card, not only is fair, but extremely powerful. Because if we ignore the last line, because I'm going to save that for last. Because that says that you don't, I don't know how to put it. So it says that you're free to do your plays against a super trap heavy deck. Because there are a lot of decks out there like Inspector Border Stun, or just Alter guys, that play so many traps that they're just going to grind you out if you're not given the chance to play. But with Read Reboot, you can set something back down and give them a card, but at the same time, you are given the opportunity to reign completely free and just do what you need to do. If you can't kill them, you're going to try to pop most of their back row, try to kill all their monsters, do as much damage as possible, so when their turn starts, it doesn't matter that you gave them a trap card because you're very far ahead. That's great card design. Except for the last line. You can activate this card from your hand by paying half your life points. That's wrong. This is a Called by the Grave for normal trap cards when you do that, because Read Reboot is a counter trap card, so you can activate this to literally any trap card, including cards like Solemn Judgment and just anything. And this is a problem, because if you're paying half your life points to activate this from your hand, it means you're doing something that is so powerful that paying half was not only completely worth it, but it's not even going to affect you. So what do I mean by that? It's the same issue I have with Called by the Grave, where it enables something that should never be enabled, and actually it enables something that should currently start being dealt with. And Read Reboot is the trap counterpart to Called by the Grave, where you don't even get the opportunity to stop your opponent from doing something that's just unfair. You don't get the opportunity to stop your opponent from doing something too powerful for you, and that's all just because of that last line. If it was a card you had to set and wait a turn to use, your opponent has the chance to snipe it with back row removal or monsters, or it's a card they can read. And by read, I mean it's a card your opponent can respect and try to play around when it's a card you have to set, Because then it's, like I said, it can either be sniped with back row removal, or it's a card like, okay, if that's a red reboot, I'm in trouble, so I'm going to go ahead and establish a better field. I'm going to make my monster presence stronger. But when you have it activate from the hand, you are not ever given the opportunity to stop it. You have to have a judgment to stop this. And that's not okay. That's completely over. That's way too overwhelming. And it's... the final statement I'll say is this is why I don't think the OCG respects TCG, is because in the OCG, they have 3 skill drain, 3 macrocosmos, 2 judgment, 2 warning, and I think a few other extra traps we don't. Over there, traps are much more prevalent and powerful, and just like Rogue, and just they're much more powerful. Trap cards are much more powerful in the OCG, and in the TCG, we've gone well over a year with trap cards seeing almost no use. And not just no use in the best decks, just no use in like any deck. And if you guys are upset about the hand trap problem, like this is one of the cards why hand traps are just so overplayed, is because you're never given the opportunity to play trap cards anymore. Light Stage, Reboot, Twin Twisters is just so powerful. Like, there's way too many ways to deal with traps, and they shouldn't be making more cards to deal with traps when they're not the issue. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you have another card you want me to talk about, and I feel the same way that you do about it, let me know, because these are not really for like decks like, ooh, Blue Eyes Chaos Max. No, I'm talking more about cards that are completely generic, that are actually way too powerful for the current state of the game. So yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master DinnerFlax will take your soul.